Hi everyone, this is my hypothesis presentation. I'm doing my term paper on stem cell research, and there's a large debate about whether or not this is ethical or not, but I believe that stem cell research is ethical and it has provided a lot for our society, and it will continue to do so as long as it is researched. The most important thing to begin with is what is a stem cell. Stem cells are cells that are capable of developing into any type of tissue. It's considered an internal repair system because stem cells divide so quickly that they can be injected into a damaged area, and as they divide, it will fix the damage. Stem cells can be embryonic or adult. Embryonic stem cells are from an embryo and they're the most commonly used, while adult stem cells are from an adult and they're not as common. It is said that stem cells offer new potentials for treating diseases such as diabetes and heart disease. Stem cells are a single cell that can divide rather quickly and differentiate into many cell types. They're unspecialized at first, but they can be specialized as they develop. One important aspect is where the stem cells come from. A lot of people assume that embryonic stem cells come from aborted fetuses, but that's not the case. They actually come from donated in vitro fertilization eggs that are 5 to 6 days old. These eggs are not developed inside of a woman, but they're extracted from the woman and then fertilized outside of her in a petri dish inside of a lab. No human embryonic stem cell lines can be created without explicit consent from the donor. So if a couple doesn't want to try in vitro anymore, or they're pregnant and they don't need the eggs anymore, they can donate their fertilized eggs to stem cell research. Making the embryonic stem cells is done by DNA from an adult cell injected into the fertilized human egg with no nucleus, and then the egg begins to divide, forming a mass of cells. After 5 days, it forms a blastocyst, which is a hollow ball of cells. In the inner cell mass is where the stem cell is, and then the stem cells are harvested and the embryo is destroyed. Another important thing is what embryonic stem cells research has already done for our society. It has allowed us to cure diseases through blood stem cells. It also allows us to grow skin grafts, which is a pretty common thing nowadays. It's for people who suffer from severe burns and need a skin transplant. However, skin transplants aren't very common because a lot of people don't donate their skin and it's really hard to get an exact match. And because there are so many people who need skin grafts, it's pretty competitive to actually get them. And by growing the skin grafts, it makes it easier and it saves more people that way. Similarly is the cornea repair, which is the same idea. It allows for the cornea to be repaired because the cells divide quickly, and then because people can't really just get a cornea through transplant because it is so hard to get a match and a lot of people don't donate their corneas, this allows more people to have their eyes fixed. Another common thing is bone marrow transplants, which a lot of people know about, and that was discovered through stem cell research. This graph shows the different areas of stem cell research. It includes cardiovascular, neural, diabetes, liver, kidney, cancer, and muscular and skeletal diseases and issues. As it has done things for us in the past, it's going to continue to do things. One thing that is being researched right now is how medications affect cells. Since the cells are unspecialized at first but can later differentiate, they can use the differentiated cells to test how specific medicines affect each type of cells, and this will allow us to test the safety and effectiveness of the medication. Also, tissue and organ generation. This is similar to the cornea repair and skin graft I mentioned previously, and it would just allow for more people to have the organs they need because organ donors aren't like enough for the amount of organ transplants that are needed. Another thing is cell-based therapies, which is where they inject the stem cells into a damaged area, and due to their rapid division, it'll fix the issues. And that's the same thing as repairing bone and cartilage. This picture shows what the stem cells can differentiate into and what it can help, and that's muscle cells, blood cells, nerve cells, cardiac cells, liver cells, and intestinal cells. And then from the conclusion, the reasoning for ethical debate is mostly where the stem cells come from, and that's just because it's not really understood that it's not killing a fetus. It's more of something that comes from a lab anyway. And stem cell research has provided a lot for people who have hard-to-cure diseases such as cancer and organ failure. And with more research, stem cell research will continue to grow and come up with new treatments and be able to save more people. And then these are my references.